Have you ever found yourself just taking a big gulp of fresh air and just going, that's so crisp and clean, but then think, well, maybe it's not. Well, I don't live in a place where pollution, at least I don't think, is a major problem. Places like Los Angeles or New York City or China or other countries where pollution is a major problem, but it could still be an issue no matter where you live. And you may want to find out more about what you're actually breathing in. So I thought it would be really great to put our air quality to the test, whether it's indoors or outside. And I'm going to test a few different locations, from the barn to just being outside to my truck, as well as standing behind the exhaust, as well as a living room that has a wood-burning fireplace to see how that performs. And then finally, taking a look at the kitchen. So how are we going to do this? We're going to test this with the Temp-Top air quality monitor. It's really simple, straightforward, provides an insight into what you're breathing from PM 2.5 to PM 10, as well as formaldehyde, and just the overall air quality index. So let's get started and check out these different locations to see how they perform for us and to help you decide if one of these monitors may be right for you. So the first location that I'm going to test out is actually in the barn there. We do have some goat stain in there. There's not much else, although we do have a pool. So the pool filter, while it's not running now, that equipment is in there as well. But overall, there's a lot of fresh air going through it. The doors are almost always open unless we have really bad inclement weather. And otherwise, besides the goats and, some droppings and pee and things like that, that may be inside the building when it's not cleaned up, that would be my only guess to the quality of air that's causing anything. Not much else going on in there. Now, this one, I know really how this is going to go. Inside, it should not be that bad. Hopefully, those numbers are not bad for air quality. But once we go around and go by the exhaust pipe, I'm not expecting some great things. But this should give you an idea if maybe you're sitting in traffic or in a busier area, that, what kind of fumes you may be breathing in, or working around maybe heavy equipment, things like that, that maybe you want to test. Hey, am I breathing in some really bad things? And just know what you're breathing in and help to mitigate and find yourself some fresher air if you can do that. So right here is something that's common in a lot of households. We have a wood-burning fireplace. A lot of people also have gas or propane fireplaces. And while ours is wood-burning, I wanted to see how that performed. Now, you will see I did have a little bit of a mishap at first when I started. We had some smoke coming into the room. I had to open the windows. And yeah, you probably can see a little bit of a haze here, and that's why it's showing this very unhealthy. But really, when I started to clear the room and then came back to test it again, you're going to see really what happened. Now that the room's clear, fire is burning, and we're having no issues, it tells us that it's a healthy level between the particles, the overall AQI, and no formaldehyde detection at all. So pretty cool right there. So you saw what happened and went to relax a little bit here and just to continue to check, just to know what it's like. So if you have smoke in the room, you're probably going to have a little bit of an issue.
So I love to cook, and I primarily love to cook on a gas stove. Electric, we all know, could be a headache. Induction was pretty good when we had it, but I love gas. And now this is a propane stove, but gas stoves are known to emit stuff into the air, which may not be great to breathe. Now, some things that you could do is make sure that you have a fan or a hood above it that vents outside. Our old house, we did not have that. It was one of those circulating ones that made no sense. But if you have a gas stove and you can vent it outside, that's going to help. But I want to know, what are we breathing in? There's reports out there that I think it said like 13% of child asthma can be attributed to gas stoves in the house and the fumes that they give off. I don't know how true that is. I didn't do the research, but I know that this is how I like to cook. I like to use the gas stoves. We have the hood above it that vents outside, so it kind of mitigates that a little bit. But I do want to know what this is actually putting off, and if it's a real issue to be concerned about. What are those levels? So let's go ahead and take a look and see what happens when I turn these burners on. Obviously, we have the oven as well. So if you have all this going, yeah, you have that whole gas stove effect going on. It's probably going to put something into the air that as it's burning the fuel, but how bad really is it?
So we were able to discover more about these different variables, from standing behind an exhaust of a truck to being in a barn to standing over a propane stove, and then even standing in a room with a wood fireplace. So there's a lot of other videos out there about air quality, how to get better air quality between filters and all this other stuff. But I really hope this video helped you out understand what this device can do and how it can benefit you.